Well, hello. I'm back. We're nearing the end, I think. I don't know how many more of these are left, but uh let's get into it. Last time we established what? We established that everybody that we have left, we have 3 people left. They are very equally capable of doing this. We have a little bit, I think. When did she say she had 3 days she'd call back? How long has it been? I think it's been one, so we have 2 more days, meaning 2 more episodes to figure it out, including this one, of course. Your attention turns to shouting upstairs, the door slamming, typical. You get up quickly, and a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Last time we learned about the drug that was used on one of the victims. Still don't know which victim, they never told us that much, but still. We kind of do need money, but I'm very tempted to just go out and, like, we'll pick up some people right now, because these are kind of far off. Oh my god, not another ghost, please. No, it's not ghost, it's future lady again. You glance at the rearview mirror, the radio starts to break up. Wait, we got cut off. I have to. The young woman who claims she's from the future suddenly appears behind you. I'm sorry, it's almost impossible to connect these days. She looks down, talks into her mouthpiece. She's talking to someone else. I got it, don't worry. Keep the connection steady. She stares at you. I didn't get to finish telling you. She freezes for a sec. The seconds turn into minutes, and suddenly she moves. We're good, I think. It's all taken care of. She smiles at you. Thanks for the information. I really wish I could explain everything to you more clearly, and she starts flickering and disappears for a sec. No, there's still something that I. Cellular. Connection. She disappears for good. A few seconds go by, all appears to have returned to normal. You keep driving. Sorry, 40 seconds ago. Voice is coming from the radio. Your passengers, if that's the correct term, voice is broken up by an odd grumbling noise, like someone else speaking at the same time. I'll turn it up, sure. What is she trying to tell us? You can make out the young woman's voice. She's giving what seems to be a well-rehearsed speech. The virus appeared on September 18th, 2049. Remember that date, 2049, September 18th. The voice disappears entirely. Did you hear what it seems to be a litur liturgical liturgical chant liturgical chant in an Asian language on the same frequency. Let's go higher, I guess. You flip through the stations to find the young woman's voice. You eventually stop when you find one which you can just barely hear her voice. From then, half of the semester, just imagine millions, mountains of corpses, 20 years old, back. I was fighting robots. I lost, knew everybody. Twin died. Virus attacks, permanent. Voice cuts off abruptly. The litter, little, oh my god. The liturgical chants start up again. You're able to determine the language. Vietnamese. Go lower station. Find a station on which you can make out your passenger's voice. You have to imagine a climate of civil war, death everywhere, the virus mutating. There were mass suicide, then riots, and fascism, and religious extremism. I've been trying for years to set the record straight about the virus. Science can solve this crisis. Science alone can. Voices drowned out by the avalanche of applause. You hear a new voice, deep, powerful. It's in English. American, from what you can tell from the accent. Traveling back. If we create it, we can destroy it. I need information. I need passengers. Reassure you none of this. Anything more. Control to the past. Risk. Voice is suddenly clearer than ever. I hope you understand. It's critical. It's crucial for us that you. One moment. Yes. A strange young woman appears all of a sudden in the backseat again. Ah. Sorry about all the comings and goings. Our technology is not at 100% yet. Tiny smile crosses her face. It's almost invisible. Anyway, I hope you got the point. Especially since we had to remain in hiding for the time being. She stops talking for a second. Her face flickers. They're after us. Not really any other way to put it. As I was saying, the extremists are trying to She vanishes out of the blue. The ether smell vanishes. The radio turns off. You pull over as soon as you see a free spot. You remain still for a while. She doesn't seem to be coming back. You shake your head, disturbed by the strange visitor, and get back to work. I'm sorry, visitor, but I so do not care for you right now. Oh, the priest! You have the radio host, the priest. What else have we met here? Oh, Tourette's woman. Seems to be all we've met. Have we met this guy? I don't think so. Let's get the priest up again. Let's see what he's got going on. How he's faring in his uh marriage. Oh, and it'll take us closer to the next clue. Perfect. Oh, you guess? I've forgotten his voice again. What did I give him? It was something light. The priest you've seen before gets in the back. He seems more tired, older than the previous times. In a calm voice, he gives you the usual address. You start driving. You can tell he's uncomfortable, hesitant. Lovely evening, isn't it? His sentence rings false. I have to tell you, tomorrow I'm taking my collar off. I don't know if I'll get used to it, but that's not why I'm here. I wanted to thank you for listening and for your time. I discovered the benefits of confession, of having peace of mind. He pauses, his eyes waver. You get the impression he might start crying right here and now. I spoke at length with Elise, my partner. We came to an agreement on how to proceed. She needs more freedom, more time, more space, more life. And I'm going to use this time to learn how to behave again. To believe again. Sorry. Are you religious? No. The priest smiles. That's what I thought. You didn't seem very religious. You probably make fun of people like me. Not at all. I don't blame you. We priests are cut off from the world. We don't live like regular folks. You detect a hint of a smile. Heck, it's the same for politicians. He abruptly changes subjects. Could I? I'd like to give your first name to my child. If it's a boy, of course. Oh, let's give him my real name. He remains silent for a second. I don't understand. That's not the name they gave me at the central office. I didn't want to. I used a different name there. He pauses. I don't mean to be intrusive, but is there something I should know about you? I'm a discreet kind of guy. Discreet. I understand. Um, your passenger waves his hand for you to stop talking. I'm sorry. Your life is your business. I didn't mean to. You didn't force me. He hesitates. You don't have to tell me anything. An awkward silence fills the cab. The taxi has almost reached its destination. You quit? Yes, exactly. It will all be official tomorrow. The Catholic Church is like a business now and multinational. There are papers to fill out, meetings with human resources. To be honest, I've been surprised by how easy it's been to get out. I thought they might try to keep me. He sneers a bit, or offer me an alternate solution. But as soon as they understood my problem, they were really quite happy to see me go. Pause. The Lord hath sworn, and will not repent. Thou art the priest forever after the order of Melchizedek, according to the Bible. You pull over to the sidewalk. Your passenger doesn't move. My parishioners, on the other hand, took the news quite well. They were flabbergasted. The boldest amongst them. Sorry. I'm trying to read too quick. I gotta slow it down. The boldest among them asked me if the rumors were true, if I was leaving because of a woman. I was advised to lie or at least keep a lid on the matter, but I told the truth. Well, almost. I haven't said anything about the baby yet. passenger suddenly realizes you've arrived. He pays you. When he hands you his fare, he holds your hand in his for an instant. You're surprised by this rare display of affection. Don't be too hard on me. Think I'm only just figuring out I'm a child, a baby in a world of adults. Starting tomorrow, we're going to learn how to live again, in a manner of sorts. I'd love to utter some highly intelligent words about my renaissance, but the only thing that comes to mind is tomorrow is the first day of the rest of my life. A song. How trite. He looks lost for a moment. Thank you. He gets out the cab and walks away, clearly in an emotional state. He always leaves me good tips. Oh, look at that. Perfect. I'm not even going to look at anybody else. Okay, the headquarters of a 24-hour news channel. The kind that assails audiences with terrifying scoops and news flashes, minus the coverage. You climb out of the cab, cross the street, and enter an enormous entrance hall. TVs the size of your car are broadcasting the latest developments in the Sandman case. You go over to the reception desk, leave your ID, and take the stairs to the 8th floor where Daniel works. The television anchor was a regular customer of yours at one time. He's usually high and is always friendly. You'd been of help to him more than once. He waves to you as you enter the office. He's expecting you. You cross the open plan office. It's almost empty. The televised news set is just a few yards away. Before we have our little talk, there's something I need to tell you. I want to apologize for everything I put you through. All the messed up shit. You know, the drugs and everything else. I'm done with all that. Congratulations. I'll say for real. Real? He grins. He knows you've seen him at his worst. Serious, man. I am. Gives his head a vehement. Ooh, I know the word. How do you pronounce it though? Vehement? Vehement? Vehement. I think the H is silent. Vehement shake. Vehement shake? Oh, I know that word too. That's bothering me. Whatever. Whether using or clean, Daniel does everything a lot faster than you do. Anyhow, in your text message, you said you had a few questions about the Sandman. I've got some information on the victims, but first, how should I put this? Daniel draws you in a little closer. You can't breathe a word about this to anyone. Not a word. If they find out I'm leaking information, they'll fire me. They don't mess around here when it comes to scoops. You either sink or swim. Right, I get it. I just want to know a little more about it. Ooh. We at least have the names. Blanc, Roland, and Toulouse. Oh, this was actually what our main problem was last time. We didn't know enough about the victims. The second was supposedly corrupt. The third one was nothing. We have nothing on the third one. The fourth one was some rich dude. I don't care about the fourth one really. But the fourth one might be important actually because it ties us to the lady, our third dark horse that we talked about last time, the suspect. Oh, all these are good and all these might tie to something. But we have nothing on the third one. Let's ask about the third one. Blanc, the reporter? Your picture's down there in the reception area still. Flowers and all. You probably saw it. Yeah, I did. Daniel breaks off for a moment. Someone is walking past his desk. Hold on a second. He leads you by the elbow to the other side of the office where there's a tiny room with a Xerox machine. No one will bother us in here. Everyone here loved Michaela, the kind of international correspondent who knows what's what. Stubborn, hardworking chick. And an incredible woman. She'd received death threats a few days before. She'd get them every so often. We all do, in fact. Not to mention the offensive tweets. He looks away for a moment. But this time, it was serious. Dead serious. He glances up at the enormous clock overhead. Listen, man, I owe you one, so what else do you want to know? Tell me more about. Oh, perfect. We get two. So she was a reporter getting death threats. Why? I mean, that's actually pretty big. A reporter? Why would a reporter be getting death threats? Now the question is, I think I'm gonna go. The second one is important, but I think I'm gonna go the fourth one solely because it. Why was the fourth one even killed if not by the? No, even the lady who's an heir. It makes no sense for her to kill a person because especially because like where did the other three victims come into play? It makes no sense whatsoever. So let's see this. Detalu was a fat cat. He and his mother owned the paper at one time. That's where all the money comes from. He stopped short, reconsidering. Came from. He lived a life of luxury. Winter in the tropics, summer in Saint Tropez. Only the best for his dog and his orchids. He didn't pay much attention to business except that one time. The young man leans closer as if someone were within earshot. That one time. The one time. Except the time he showed up at a board meeting. It was a few months before the Albatross burnt down and vetoed the building's renovations. Nobody knew why, but he was against spending any money on the building, and this, in part, is why the fire broke out. There's a knock at the door. Yeah, I'm coming. Sorry, you'll have to go. Around here, it's a battlefield. No worries. Thanks for everything. He stopped short, realizing that for once he's been able to help you. A smile plays across his face. Feels funny to hear you say that. You return a smile. Back in the camp, you're relieved Daniel's addiction has been replaced by something more manageable, let's say. At least you hope it is. You turn the key into ignition and drive away. A motorcycle in the distance takes off like a shot. Bang. You stall, a sickening feeling in the pit of your stomach. It was just an exhaust pipe. That's all. Nothing more. That's all. Nothing more. See, now that was big information, actually. Two reporters. Well, he wasn't a reporter, but he owned a newspaper company. That was a very, like, small thing that I feel like got glossed over. Is that the reporter? Who's this? Oh, Tourette lady. Just want to see who's behind them. I'm looking for the suspect. I do want to see that fourth girl. I don't think we. No, I mean the fifth one, the fifth suspect. Point being, I I think it's you're meant to kind of gloss over the fact that he owned a newspaper company. That's where he got his riches from. So news, two people in the news. The first one was it was briefly mentioned. He was like some custodian in the company who was also an arsonist. I remember now. I talked about it last episode, but it was the first clue we went to. We talked to a friend at a bar or something. Point being, I know who I'm leaning towards, and I'll get to it later. Right now, we'll just keep working our shift. I don't think we. Oh no, we have earned a little money today. The next passenger gets in your cab like an old man returning to his armchair, all grunts and groans. After what seems like several minutes, he settles himself in and delicately fastens the belt across his chest. Looking in the mirror, you notice the man's age with surprise. He can't be older than 25. Howdy, you got the address, right? Police de Congress? Bingo! Let's roll, dude. You smile to yourself and turn the key in the ignition. After a few moments of silence, you hear your passenger moaning softly to himself, apparently in pain. You okay back there? I look that bad, huh? No, it's just. I'm kidding, man. I know I look like roadkill. Feel like roadkill. Like I ate roadkill. Like some roadkill ate me. But I'm fine, really. Thanks for checking in. You look back at him. His eyes are hidden beneath his hood, but his whole body is curled in on itself. He looks terrified. You sure you're okay? Just pre-show jitters. He laughs convincingly. Who am I kidding? I'm scared out of my mind. Literally. Scared? Technotopia 9, that's where we're going. Every biohacker, transhumanist, and futurologist dwarf his cryptocurrency will be there. I'm giving a talk. The closing talk, in fact. It's a big deal. Oh man, it is. Someone even saw Mitnick there yesterday. I mean, the Condor himself. The name means nothing to you, but your passenger Lou looks positively starstruck. Me, showing off my work to the who's who, man. The cream. Huge grin splits his face. An instant before he groans again, he digs his elbows deep into the seat. And all it took was a little brain surgery. What? Yeah, don't worry about me. Can't help a look of surprise crossing your face, but you managed to stay quiet. That's the real reason I'm so fucking scared. If I'm honest, I did this to myself. He gestures towards his current state. Designed a new kind of brain implant, one that can access everything. The unlimited learning potential of the meta web, a mind gate between the brain and the cloud. You're a doctor? No, I mean, I'm interested, but he's definitely not. You put a computer in your head? No, yes, more or less. A chip at least. I'm always connected now. You make a turn and see the lights of the conference center. Problem is, he dips into silence for a second. Have you ever felt like, I don't know, you hear his teeth clicking like he's weighing something up? Have you ever felt there's something else in the darkness behind your eyes? Some voice telling you what to do? Sometimes. That night with Aid, that one very specific minute, I felt like you were just going through the motions while something else was at the wheel, telling her to call the cops, telling her to lock herself up in the bedroom, telling her to follow your lead. Sometimes instincts take over, guides our hands. Instinct, right? It's just that since the I started hearing, started seeing. He leans forward as his hood falls from his face. I don't think I'm alone in here anymore. A jagged track mark of a scar winds across his hairline, but his eyes really scare you. One is completely dark, pupil blown. The other is milky white. The figure unfastens itself and exits in one fluid movement. You watch it disappear into the crowd before turning the key and driving away. Cyborg, man. Let's pick up fella. Maybe he'll take us. Where's the next one? Oh, the next one is so far. Damn it. Please take us up. Okay, he does take us closer. Huh? When you first, when you see your next passenger, your first instinct is to prepare yourself for a fight. It's almost automatic. Something about the way she holds herself, her super wide shoulders, her huge hands opening the door. This woman must be a champion weightlifter or something. Good evening, sir. You're not particularly surprised by her low voice, but there's something incredibly gentle about the way she looks at you. Could you please drive around the outer belt? Of course. Perfect. Perfect. He settles into the back seat. You start driving. The taxi leaves its parking spot and starts up an avenue, down a boulevard. After a few minutes of calm and silent driving, you get to the outer belt. You're probably wondering why I want you to do this, aren't you? A small yawn takes over her face. A bit. I can't sleep. Car ride is the only thing that soothes me. I lost my license. Thus, you. Pretty straightforward, right? She smiles weakly. The light on the outer belt line up on the dashboard. Passenger blinks. I don't know if it's the lights, the way they're placed, or the back and forth between tunnels and bridges. I don't quite know what makes me. The outer belt puts me to sleep. So tonight, since I cleaned out most of my colleagues' playing tarot, treating myself to a little. She smiles all the while closing her eyes. The enormous woman on your back seat begins to snore. You smile and keep driving without so much as another word. Little by little, her snoring subsides and gives way to bits of phrases. She's unaware she's mumbling. A fox with blue eyes. Who wants me dead? Passenger wakes up abruptly. Take me home. I'm ready for bed. She falls asleep again as you exit the outer belt to bring her home. Back, discreet, peaceful, hypnotic snoring. You shake your head in an attempt to push away your own violent desire to sleep. Many long minutes later, you return to the pickup point. With her eyes still shut, your passenger takes a wallet out of her pocket. You know, I can't sleep because I'm consumed. Consumed with an idea. She opens her eyes. The world we live in, our current situation, it could all be taken care of if I took a gun and shot a pile of lead into our government. You can't believe your ears. Line them up against the wall, one after another. Bam, 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 bam. She smiles, her fingers reach out for cash. Then I would sleep soundly. But only if our president, our government, only if they were lying at the bottom of a mass grave. Unmarked, no gravestone. Total and utter indifference. That's what scares them most, not leaving any mark behind. As slowly as humanly possible, she hands you a bill. Thank you for everything. You were perfect. She gently opens the door and slides outside. She closes it behind her and walks toward the place without a word, almost like she were sleepwalking. Once she shuts the door of her building, you get back to your night, just dying to sleep. We're still too far from the thing. Please take me up. I do want to get here. I think we have maybe one more trip we can make. Oh my god, she takes me far. Oh my god, she takes me so far. Whatever. The door opens. Your passenger settles into the back seat. She's a regular. You know her address. Everything okay, honey? All good, Jackie. Oh wait, we spoke of Jackie at one point, haven't we? Oh no, Busette, the cop who blackmailed us, threatened Jackie, didn't she? You've known Jackie for years now. A friend of a friend, and a rather well-liked prostitute in your old neighborhood. I hope spring's going to be warmer than last year, because I can't stand freezing my ass off anymore. She's been working the Bois de Bouillon for 2 years now. Every now and then she treats herself to a ride home in a taxi. What's the latest news? You can tell Jackie anything. Almost anything, that is. Is your back better? You smile. It's okay. Less painful. She's unconvinced by your lie. You can see it in her eyes. That bastard really did you, didn't he? Can I ask you something, Jackie? She leans forward. Anything you want, honey. You tell her about Lieutenant Busette, about her threats and your mission. You got screwed again, honey. You're too nice. She sucks her teeth. You and the cops, you're going out to see someone or start banging one. Jackie. Okay, right, you're the boss. I'll ask around. Some of my clients might know some. A pause. You know what's coming. You're expecting it. But fair's fair. The next ride is free, okay? You nod silently. You meet her eyes in the rearview mirror. Anyhow, take care of yourself, okay? You give her a smile. You know me. She looks pensive. Yeah, right, I do. That's the problem. She starts talking all at once. She speaks quickly, in incessant flow. I already told you how shitty the new law is, huh? You nod yes. Jackie's referring to the law to find sex worker clients. One of my regulars came back to see me today. Did you know they're going to make them take a class now, too? A class? Yeah, a class. Clients are already paying fines and now they're being forced to attend a 2-day class. Sure, go on and tell them it's not normal to see a prostitute. The client of mine, I know he didn't like it much, but he told me they were arrogant, like they were talking down to the convicted clients or something. I don't understand the government, the politicians. We exist, we're not going anywhere. We pay taxes too. Do you realize that? I pay taxes, like you, like everyone else. A pause. Almost everyone, that is, in this goddamn country today. They richer you are, the less you pay. What a mess. She grows contemplative for a moment. When she speaks again, her voice is gruff. I'm only doing my job, you know. There are people who come talk to us. They talk to us about reinsertion and all that. It's great for the young girls who just started. But for the transvestites, the Uruguayans and Colombians, there's no way they're going to find work by themselves. And me, it's been too long. There's no way I'm going to be a checkout person in a grocery store. First of all, I run into clients all the time. She smiles, proud of her little joke. No, serious, it's just that it's my job. I choose to do it. That's the great advantage of this line of work. Even you didn't choose. I guess, yeah. Your friend answers with a smile. The ride continues for a while in silence. To me, what's really outrageous, she seems saddened by the conversation. What really gets me is the fact they're not helping they're not helping us any more than before. The cops, the state police, the whole lot. They ignore us just like before. They threaten us just like before. They make fun of us just like before. Like they only passed the law for the money. $1,500 for the first offense, 3,000 the second. Pretty stiff price for a trick. The upshot, we have fewer clients. Makes sense, huh? Funny country we live in, the land of the rights of man and all that. Her voice is tinged with anger. Rights, my ass. The only one who come around now are the regulars, or the basket cases, or the guys who don't know what they're risking. Yeah, particularly the guys who don't know what they're in for. She gives a funny laugh. It sounds like crushed metal. It's good business for the cops, at any rate. You just stand there in the alley, you wait for a car to park, you nab the client when he's getting out of the van. Presto, $1,500. You can have 4 or 5 a night. You're set to go. Funny country, the land of human rights and all that. You check off all the boxes. Your boss is happy, you get your bonus. All this without a thought for good old Jackie and her clients. She shrugs. A moment later, you pull into the side street where Jackie lives. The building is in poor repair, the hall lights flickering. Park in the first available space. Always a pleasure, honey. She pays the fare with a few crumpled bills and coins. That's all I have. No problem. She smiles. Good night, hon. She gets out the cab and walks slowly over to the entrance of her building. She's not in much of a hurry to get home. Oh my god, Tourette's lady. Please don't make me pick up Tourette's lady. I do not want to read her stuff. I'm sorry, Tourette's lady. I don't want to pick you up. I'll stop by the gas station and just talk to the gas station clerk. Maybe he's buy a scratch off or something. I'm not filling up the car. I think the car's fine just now. I don't have that much money, you know. These gas station clues aren't that useful, but they're still something, you know. Hey, let's go. Oh, they're the officer. Ugh, could pick him up. Yeah, why not? I like him. I did say he was like my favorite last time, so I might as well, pick him up at least. We have very little time though, but it's fine. Oh, he's going to the hospital again. You recognize the next passenger getting in your cab. Cop. The detective. He has a tired look about him, and not just because it's early. His voice drags. The usual place. St. Louis Hospital, then. You You start driving. This morning, your passenger appears to be out of sorts. He squirms, changes position, rubs his eyes. He's hurting somewhere. Everything okay? Yeah, it's just that I didn't sleep a wink. He grabs his gut for a second and looks at you with a strained smile. Stained smile. Let's see. I'll ask him insomnia. Yes, well, clicks his tongue and sits more upright. Sorry, I'm so evasive this morning. The real reason is that he takes a breath. We buried a colleague yesterday, and it's odd, but he glances at you. I don't know why, but this one got to me more than usual. He pauses. Line of duty? Yes, in a manner of speaking. I starts talking. The words flow quickly from his mouth. This is the first time he's talked to anyone about this. I don't know what goes on in men's brains. I mean men, not humans. When a woman kills someone, in most cases, it's for a good reason. He smiles. I don't mean she's right to do it, but there's a logic to it. She's suffered so much violence, she's reacted with violence. It's usually a last resort. Most of the bodies I've had to deal with in my life are either men who deserved it or women who didn't at all. He stares hard at you like he just understood something about you. But when a man kills, it's sudden. Like a dam, it seems solid, indestructible, up to the day it cracks, splits open. No one knows why. A man-made lake spreads throughout the valley. Everything is swept away by mud. He seems to be having trouble breathing. You can hear him wheezing. A few years ago, one of our colleagues, fairly young, fell in love with a detective. She was older, very reserved, not easygoing. He was so totally in love that everyone caught on quickly. He waves his finger in the air. He stared at her all day, sent her messages. He grins. Sat next to her at meetings. He would wait by the door for just the right moment to come in so it wouldn't be too obvious. His smile spreads. It was ridiculous, but at first we thought it was cute. His smile disappears. We teased him. Some called him a virgin. He looks at you. He looked like a cherub with little curls and everything. We made fun of him, just for laughs, of course. His face is expressionless. Then after a while, we started to think something was wrong. Something was off. Dawn is just breaking behind the buildings. Your passenger leans forward to watch. He invited her out for a drink and she politely turned him down. Once. Twice. 3 times. He clicks his tongue. At that point, she went to see her superior. He told her it's no big deal. 4 times. 5 times. 6 times. Clicks his tongue again. HR summoned the guy and asked him to stop harassing her. He couldn't stand hearing that term. He spoke of love, feelings, but he promised he'd stop. He pauses, a long one. 7 times. 8 times. 9 times. Yet another tongue click. Christmas party last year. He gave her a framed photograph, a photo of the two of them, taken years earlier. They just happened to be standing next to each other, you see. Nothing planned. He zoomed in on them and cropped off the people standing around them. And what did she do? She turned around and clocked him one right in the face. The guy fell to the floor, then got up laughing, trying to make light of it. Dead silence in the room. She left. He shrugs. HR summoned her. She was suspended. 2 weeks. She hemmed and hawed, but eventually left. When she came back 2 weeks later, she apologized to him. She apologized to him. He rolls his eyes. Considering her personality, I can't even imagine how much that must have cost her. I mean, everyone could tell she was really just dying to punch him in the face again. But she didn't. He looks out the window. He senses the story's going to take a painful turn. 10 times. 11. He pauses, no tongue clicks this time. 12. 12th time, he suggests they grab a drink, a movie, dinner. 12th time, she tells him no. He pulls out his service weapon and shoots her in the head. He pauses, his hands are shaking. I wasn't there that day, but my colleagues told me about it. There was something about his face, a smirk. By the time they could run over to him, he turned his gun around and taken his own life. In the kitchen, blood all over the coffee machine that's always broken, all over the rusted kettle, the microwave no one ever bothers to clean. He whistles. I'm telling you, the mud carries everything away. Is there an internal investigation? There will be one, but it won't go anywhere. As long as there are men, and only men at the top. As long as immature men continue to treat women as objects. He sniffles. But all that is beyond me. I'm too old, too dumb to change anything. I do notice the guilt though. Our guilt. The guilt every one of us felt. We figured there was no harm in it. We teased them, didn't take it seriously. The guilt. I felt it, so did my colleagues, our superiors, everyone, you know? The hospital's getting closer. Your passenger sighs, slowly losing himself in his thoughts. Soon, it'll all be. Yeah. You pull up in front of the hospital entrance, pays and gets out the car. You watch him until he's in front of the sliding glass doors. They don't immediately open up. He waves one hand, two. Finally, he can enter the building. You notice a newspaper on the back seat. The last passenger must have left it behind. Now we don't have time to read the newspaper. There we go. We finished our shift. This is the first shift I think I finished fully. Let's see. Yeah, we met Janet, feature lady, Melicor, Mr. Robot Guy, Chantel, weightlifter lady. Oh, look at that, we earned $3. Nice. Jackie, prostitute, our friend. Ragonard, Paul. We saw Paul again. Let's see, did we get any more help? Oh, somebody. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not reading this. I forgot. Somebody's been to our door. There's cigarette butts and everything just there. The Sandman. Had to be him. Actually, there's no way it could have been anyone else. Take a deep breath. Must be dreaming. You're going crazy. Can't think straight anymore. If you're not careful, you're going to be completely paranoid. So you decide to ignore your hunch. So we suspect the Sandman came to our door for whatever reason. Wow, thank you. Victim, witness described killer as old man or woman. Just so happens that's all I have left. That only ruled out the one guy who has had nothing to make me suspect him. I don't know why this is evidence for him, considering she's the one who has access to muscle relaxants. He's a postman. He's not like he doesn't have any reason to have access to this. I don't know why that would be something that would lean towards him, but sure, I guess. get much. Received death threats. Thing is, like I said, I was gonna talk about it earlier, but we know victim 3 and victim 4 had some sort of ties to news. One was a reporter receiving death threats, which I don't think had any resemblance, not the word, any relation to our case here. I just think the guy said himself that that's just part of the business. I just think it's important that we establish she was a blonde. She was a reporter. Would have been nice to know about who this was, but news reporter worked at Grupo de Monde. You know what sucks? Even though that helps, because I was gonna say, maybe she's trying to remove bad press or she's killing these people, but it could also be him. And maybe he's just like, what would the word be? Maybe he's just upset that they're not covering the right things. Maybe they didn't cover the case well enough, or maybe because he has a problem with Anita, but she never pressed charges. These two have such an interesting relationship. But this one right here, what is this one's role in any of this? I don't know. We haven't made much leeway. One thing though, I can tell you, if our last interaction just now, with us coming to the door and suspecting that somebody had been at our door, if that is actually true and not paranoia, I'm leaning towards the mailman, who might have a contact, might have access to my address. My name is probably public because I was one of the victims that survived the Sandman. So if that's true, I'm leaning towards him again. But then again, an old man, and he is killing people in such a way, and we saw that he was very like emotional even when we drove him. Gosh, I wish I can come across these guys again. I drove him once, her once, and I never drove her. Huh, interesting. Point being, we have a lot to consider. So far, I don't know. If you have any idea who it is, let me know. Because right now, I'm honestly very evenly spread across these three individuals. But yeah, we'll hopefully make it to that next clue next time I play the final clue. See if we might get some information from, oh, we have more information here. Yeah, whatever. We'll get more stuff from that clue. Hopefully we can make an arrest in due time. I think we have 2 more episodes of this, possibly. So we'll see. I hope you enjoyed. And see you next time.